Welcome back to another Misadventure of Mr. Fish. I'm Mr. Fish. Hey. I just stepped outside real quick to try an experiment. We tried some zenithal highlighting with some of our boys and some of our terrain. So let's take a look and see how it turned out. Alright, the paint's still a little bit wet out here, but we got some pretty good coverage, and I'm actually rather impressed by how well the rattle can coverage on this. Oh, sorry, had that on a little box so we can get to brighten up. No, sunlight's battling it. That's okay. You guys can see these guys. Alright, well, just a little teaser. Lots of details still in there. You can get it to focus. Oh, there we go. Yeah, you can see where there's like little glue splotches on there. But that's okay. I think that'll help add to the effect. These are double primers. Flat white, love it. Flat black, love it. I also use, yeah. So, alright, well, this is going to be a little short one. We'll see how that goes from there. Alright, well, we let those sit all day, and I think I like the way they turned out. So, just kind of an example here. As you can see, we still didn't undercoat it. I'm not too worried about that, but just took a quick black rattle can, and then just did a white rattle can on top of it, primer, so that way hopefully it'll seal it. But we're going to try and test out here a little bit some rust effects on it and see how that works. Now, I don't actually have like rust effects. How I do rust effects is literally just stippling on layers of paint and whatnot. Maybe I'll record it just to show the million things that I do, just to try and make things look ugly and pretty at the same time. And then, just because I haven't really showed them off yet, I got this guy from Hardcore Miniatures. Saw him forever ago, fell in love with him because those of you who know me, Lobo, the main man from DC Comics, is my cup of tea. I love him so much. It was like he was the first comic book character that was like mine, you know. People loved Superman, people loved Wolverine, people loved, you know, all these different things. When I discovered Lobo, I flipped. So when Hardcore Miniatures released a Lobo Ork, ooh, let's see, there we go. I just love it. Oh, he's gonna be a blast. It's gonna be so sick. And then it came with the War Boss base, so I had to sizz that up, as you saw as well. Taking advantage of that Citadel Skulls box, as well as some of the bits that I've collected over my time doing Kill Team and Gaslands and stuff. So, oh yeah, it'll be good. And then probably just have them kind of stand on top of it. I kind of found footings, but I don't know without really gluing them yet. There we go. I think it'll turn out good. So I'm very excited about that. The other thing is while we let that dry, we went on a little bit of an adventure. So the kiddo has been showing some interest in Kill Team because Dad's been doing lots of cool stuff. And when I first started getting into it, I showed you guys my first squad with Misadventures boys, and it's basically commandos and boys. She's like, Dad, I want to do goblins. Can you do goblins? And I was like, yeah, they're called Gretchen or Grots, but yeah, I could totally do a goblin squad. I can't just be that though, because it's a little tricky, because like there's only 20 men, and then at that point you're at a disadvantage against that. I mean, you play against each other, because basically Grots are just the whipping boys of the boys, anyways. So we talked about it and stuff like that, and we started working around on it, and so I ended up building my first Gretchens, and we converted the run turd into a knob for her, and all these really cool things. And she's like, Dad, when we paint them, can we paint them like zombies? And I was like, I mean, it's tricky, but it's, we can definitely do it. And then that was a little while back. Pandemic hit. We stopped doing all the crazy stuff, and they sat in a box for like 6 months, because I was going to let her paint with me and stuff, but getting back to school, full time again, sports, she's been doing really good in all that. Didn't want to deal with it anymore. She's like, Dad, those are cool, but those are yours. And I'm like, okay, well, that's fair, and I appreciate it, thanks, because then that let me paint them up as Blood Axes, the match and the rest of the guys, so they got the little, purple pants and stuff, and I loved it. But it stuck with me. She's like, I want to play zombies, Dad. I'm like, and there's no zombies in Kill Team. And then I'm like, there's not zombies in Kill Team. There are poxwalkers. So I started investigating. Little would I realize that, next to the Drakari, the Death Guard is basically the equivalent of the new meta for 9th edition. So there isn't Death Guard in my local area. I could have ordered online and stuff, but, I want to give back to the local community. The local community is the reason why I'm doing this in the first place. So why wouldn't I want to give to those shops that are helping me be a hobbyist by supporting them, as well. So looked around, everyone was sold out. Maybe found a box of Poxwalkers by itself, but I was like, if I end up having to go bigger, like everything comes with Poxwalkers, so I don't want to get so many Poxwalkers that we're just sitting on an army of these, shambling things that we're never going to play with. But even though Space Marines are basically sold out everywhere in my local area, I did find a box. Yeah, we went full combat patrol. So, whereas Dad has now spent a year and a half collecting his orcs and barely has 400 points of them, the kiddo is going to get like a full 500 point squad in one sitting. So she's pretty stoked, especially because like up here, dude, Typhus, you can't play him in Kill Team, but the Lord of Contagion has a scythe, so we can totally do him as it counts as, because his base is the same size base, as well as the Biologist Putrefier. Dude, sick. And then obviously all the Space Marines, so we'll be able to do the captain, the 2 gunners, the 2 fighters, which she's already stoked about the mace dude. Where is he? Is that him? I don't know. I don't think any of these guys are actually equipped with the flail. So, anyways, but she's also excited about these because she was just like, Dad, there's so many of them. And so I was like, yeah. I was like, we could experiment. And I was like, they don't have to look like this. We want to paint them purple or green or orange or blue or whatever. I mean, they're alien monsters. They're poxwalkers. Like, yeah, they're supposed to be mutated humans, but they don't have to be mutated humans. They're yours. So she's stoked. So that's going to be on the paint table soon. So we got to finish painting up. We got our Ludas, our Burners. We got our War Boss. We're now going to have a Death Guard we're adding to the list. We got my Terrain. Once we do the experiment, if those hold paint well and seal well, best believe I'm going to do the whole setup in that black with just the white highlight like that, because it'll take me just a few minutes and a couple bucks for the cans as opposed to having to actually seal it all. And I'm going to still go back through and do like the interior seal with the glue, but it's all pretty sturdy, so I'm not too worried about it. I'm not going to be that rough. I don't think I'm going to travel with it, but who knows. But that being said, there is one more thing I want to talk about. So the 40K Ork Discord group has monthly challenges, and this month, being May, is the Mayhem Challenge. And the best way to bring the mayhem is to bring as many boys to the WOG as possible. So it's a 2-for. We're bringing boys to the WOG in the sense that we're asking everybody to come in and see on this, because if we get enough people to actually go in on it, we actually can get pretty cool little sponsorships and things like that. So sometimes there's goodies that are given out, kind of a way of the community giving back, and they're a pretty awesome community. I would arguably say that the Ork 40K community that's been developed over time by the war bosses of the apocalypse, it's actually pretty awesome. It's probably one of the best communities ever. Even the people that, because inevitably somebody's gonna talk trash, not necessarily talk trash, but because they give constructive criticisms. So if you're being a git, they're gonna tell you you're being a git and to get over it. But they're a blast, especially like lately with all the Snagga boys and stuff like that. Great community. So back to the topic at hand, mayhem. So what they're doing is that they're introducing boys. Now you can do as many boys as you want. Regular orc boys, pain boys, storm boys, and I think there's one other one. I'll add it if I remember it. But run herds. So the 4 different options. Paint up as many as you want, do as many conversions as you want, but take one single one and then submit it into the Discord, and we'll see who's the best. Sometimes it's based on painting, converting, something that looks slick, unique stories, lore, who knows. They always have different people doing the judging and things like that, and there's always new contests every month. I link the Discord in my description because it is a blast. So love to have you guys on board with all that too. So exciting. Well, with that being said, doing this little snippet during Baby Girl's nap time, so I'm gonna get off here before she wakes up. Plus I gotta go get a kiddo from school soon. So that being said, I appreciate you guys stopping by and checking in on me, and I look forward to seeing you again for more Misadventures of Mr. Fish. Have a great one. Bye.